Hi, I'm Bill.
And I'm Liz.
To commemorate our 10th episode, we thought we'd go back to our roots and give you another top 10 list.
It centers on a scientist who needs no introduction. His very name is synonymous with genius.
Of course, we're talking about Frederick's son, who...
No, it's Albert Einstein.
Einstein was born in 1879 in the small German city of Ulm.
By the time he graduated at the age of 21, he took a job as a technical expert third class at the Swiss Patent Office. While there, he published a few papers, and the rest is history. Even in 2011, 56 years after his death, Albert Einstein is still in a class by himself.
Einstein revolutionized the very way scientists understand the universe.
Scientists at the time thought the universe was static. It's not shrinking, and it's not expanding. So while developing his theory of gravity, which we'll also get to later, Einstein added in a factor called the cosmological constant that would keep the universe's significant mass from gravitationally collapsing in on itself.
Shortly after, Edwin Hubble and colleagues determined that the universe is expanding. Einstein threw up his hands in disgust and called the cosmological constant his greatest blunder. He felt that way until his death.
But then, in the late 1990s, scientists discovered that the universe's expansion is accelerating, so something must be fighting against gravity after all.
Einstein's idea of the cosmological constant fits in this framework, and astronomers consider it a candidate for dark energy.
Even though he was a brilliant scientist, Einstein had an active social life. He greatly enjoyed the company of women and was married twice, second time to his first cousin.
It's always great to remember that scientists, even the most brilliant ones, are still just people who can do funny things sometimes and like to enjoy themselves. He co-wrote a letter in 1939 to President Roosevelt about the possibility that Nazis were at work on an atomic bomb. This letter encouraged the U.S. to further uranium research and eventually led to the first atomic bomb. Einstein later came to regret his involvement.
Throughout his life, Einstein was an ardent pacifist, often speaking and writing about the evils of war.
Photons act as both particles and waves. Craziness.
Einstein won the 1921 Nobel Prize for the explanation of the photoelectric effect. Basically, this is what scientists call the observation that when certain types of light shine onto metal, it produces a small current in the metal.
What's significant, though, was the amount of electricity didn't seem to match up. And if light were made up of waves, as scientists thought at the time, that shouldn't happen. The more energy that goes into the metal, the more it should produce.
But if light is made up of packets of energy, later known as photons, that would explain everything. Einstein's photoelectric effect was just one of 4 published theories in 1905, sometimes called his Annus Mirabilis, or Year of Miracles. Each one proved enormously important for physics, and any one of them would have cemented his reputation as a great scientist.
And he did all this before having a PhD. He just thought differently.
He did it all without a lab or staff, and it was on the side of his day job in the patent office. That's pretty awesome.
Kind of makes me feel like a slacker, though.
Just look at it.
Seriously. Need we say more?
Statistically, every single viewer has seen this equation at least once before. But what does it mean? In a nutshell, matter and energy are equivalent.
Yeah, they're like two sides of the same coin. The E is energy, M is mass of any object, and C is the speed of light.
So what's number 1?
The big one, relativity, the biggest deal scientifically speaking that Einstein discovered.
Einstein's special theory of relativity describes basically how physics works at extremely high speeds. No matter what your frame of reference, the speed of light is still the same value. nothing can move faster, which means you can't add the speed of light to another velocity.
And the laws of physics apply in any reference frame. So no matter where you're seeing the universe's actions from, say on Earth or in a really fast-moving spacecraft, you'd still view the same kinds of interactions. Of course, an outside observer might see something totally different, and you'd both be right.
That may not seem like a big deal, but it leads to all kinds of cool consequences.
It also introduces the concept of space-time, which is just the idea that space and time are physically connected in a single framework. Einstein expanded this idea a bit with his general theory of relativity, which establishes how gravity works.
It says that any object with mass warps space-time, and this warping is what causes the gravitational attraction that Newton had first described centuries previously. Black holes, strange as they are, might be among the best understood aspects of general relativity. So suffice it to say,
for now,
that it's a pretty big deal.
So there you have it, the top 10 reasons we think Einstein is awesome and deserves his mighty fame. Till next time.
Bye. I can only do one side.
That one's easy. You can only do the one side?
I can't do this side.
I can pat and rub or
I
rub
can't
and
do
pat?
that side.
No,
I'm
I just have to decide what's what.
dysfunctional on one side.
You're dysfunctional on one side? Aw. Yeah, don't stage me. Yeah. I can help you expand.
Expand your push, King. Okay.